So Christmas is only 15 days away and road safety matters is of key concern to all of us. The Motor Traffic and Transport Department of the Ghana Police Service say it is tightening road regulation as Christmas approaches and this Yuletide. Now, they don't do that alone. They do it with other stakeholders. Road Safety Commission has been on this beat for a long time. We've had road safety experts warn us that we may be in for trouble if we do not stem the tide. Now, we're having a broader conversation this afternoon as Christmas approaches. David Adonting is Director of Planning and Programs at the National Road Safety Commission Authority. And Pearl Edusu JC is Head of Corporate Affairs at the National Road Safety Authority. I'm grateful that both of you joined us. Let me start with Mr. Adonting. He is always with us. What are the figures saying? Are we, are the figures coming down or going up?
Well, good afternoon, and thank you very much for this opportunity. Indeed, as you said, Christmas is approaching. And when it gets to this period, because history and the statistics already shows we are not in good times.
Yeah.
Indeed, when it gets to Christmas, Easter, and those occasions, you'll find figures rising, to the top. Unfortunately, this year, it's not been good at all for us. As we speak, the police has already released the figures. It's come at the right time, of course, so that we can all begin to speak around these figures. So far, in 11 months, up to end of November, we have recorded figures that I must say is unprecedented. Unprecedented in the sense that in the past 20 years, we haven't seen number of deaths swelling far above 2,600, even in a full year. Now, in 11 months, we are counting 2,608 deaths.
Interesting.
Over 14,000 crashes, and again over 14,000 injuries. It is more like one crash, one injury.
Right.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's not acceptable. We can't continue to see these things going up. If we are not careful, as you said, then December will come and add up. We may be hitting at 3,000. I don't predict anyway.
Yeah.
But if you look at the level of indiscipline, the way people are driving, that even if you are the innocent person, the one what you are facing may make that mistake and then it affects you.
Like the Sege accident, where somebody just veers into somebody's lane.
A certain young man, trained, so to speak, with a valid driver's license, sit behind a steering wheel and decide to speed, veer off his lane into another lane to overtake series of vehicles ahead of him. It's clearly unacceptable. Now, he picks your lane, and he expects you rather to go off the lane, and then he comes to pass. For him. Unfortunately, if you don't, it means that the head-on collision is imminent.
Yeah.
It ended up killing, I think, about 10 people on the spot.
Yeah.
You see, and that is one thing that worries me. When you sit in a bus and as a passenger, and you always watch them misbehave, and you don't say anything, I think that's the more reason why it's become so necessary that the National Road Safety Authority, we have launched a campaign called Stay Alive. We are broadening up the scope of discussion. Everybody come up, say something, speak to the issues. In fact, it's a media-led campaign, and we expect every Ghanaian, whoever will listen to us, to be an advocate for road safety. If you're a passenger, you have a role to play.
Yep.
We're saying that don't just go sit in the bus and do the sign of cross and say you have finished. No.
Yeah.
Watch the driver. Keep watching him. If he misbehaves by way of overspeeding, as we call it, when you see overspeeding, you see it. Wrongful overtaking. Driving in a manner that you can see clearly that he is tired. He's fatigued.
Yeah.
He's going to kill you.
Okay.
There are certain drivers whose behaviors will tell you clearly that there's something wrong. Please come together as passengers. Speak about it. If you advise the driver and he fails to, when you get to a place and it is safe and convenient for you to drop, come down and continue the journey with another vehicle, please do so.
Yeah.
Otherwise, report to the National Road Safety Authority. Now we are coming up with a code link, a kind of a number 194.
Okay.
It's an emergency road safety number. Call 194 and it will get to us.
Okay.
Wherever you are, we will come with the police and apprehend whoever is misbehaving.
Okay.
Especially when it's on the highways or everywhere. I think this is what opportunity we're giving to the general public to support the entire agenda for managing road safety.
But this is the crux of it. Primary 1 people of T.I. Ahmadiyya School in Kumasi has been killed in an accident. And yesterday, it involved a long vehicle truck at Asafu in the Ashanti region. 6-year-old Princess Achubema in school had closed from school and was heading to a food joint when she was hit by the tail end of the trailer. The vehicle with registration number 549711, whilst negotiating a sharp curve, knocked the girl and ran over her head.
As family and friends gathered at the accident scene, tears flowed. Residents conversed in astonishment. A sorrowful moment on the Asafu graphic street. An eyewitness, Kweku Amankwa, disclosed what he saw.
So after the driver made a turn, the child who was walking along the gutter was pushed by the car tire. Even the driver did not notice. I drew the attention of the driver.
Some angry residents say they have consistently engaged wholesale shops to avoid offloading goods from long trucks in the area to avert such incidents.
We have made several complaints about heavy trucks using this road. Children use this road a lot. All what they could tell us after every caution was that we are only shop owners. Some cars can break down for 7 hours, preventing other cars from coming or going. If the pavement was extended, the child could have run to the other side. We have made several pleas, but to no avail.
Assembly member of Asafu electoral area, Ernest Okai, says the wholesalers have consistently defied orders from the KMA to desist from offloading goods in the area. The killing of the girl is a clarion call for immediate action to stop them.
Already, we anticipated that such thing can happen. We have these stores at Asafu markets that they sell flour. They have come to rent a lot of wholesale stores inside Asafu. Anticipating that this can happen, we've served them a KMA letter to them that they shouldn't allow these long trucks to come and offload the flour here, because anything can happen. I have a copy of the letter. They also have a copy of the letter. But it's a gross disrespect to authority. That's why we are witnessing what have just happened this afternoon. So we are taking this opportunity to appeal to them that henceforth they should abide by the KMA rules and regulations, that this long truck shouldn't come and offload load at Asafu. Because apart from this incident, anything can happen. The driver can fail brake. So we are appealing to them not to come and offload the flour here again. That's why we are saying.
Nana Auku's report read to you.
That's a sad story, and I saw how sad you were watching that story. Let me ask you, how far have we gone, or where are we with this Stay Alive campaign?
Oh, we've gone so far. You know, we started with the Arrive Alive campaign that we did jointly with you.
Yes.
And it's after evaluation, we realized, let me greet your viewers first and everybody at the National Road Safety who are working so tirelessly to promote road safety. And it really went well. Okay. And it increased road safety awareness to over 80-something%. Okay. And so we are on, and people are listening, hearing the message of road safety. If only they will work with it. Okay. If only they will adhere to all the messages, all the sensitization messages we are bringing, a lot of these things will have come down. That's why we always say that the crashes are not accidents, because it's man-made rather than nature-made. If we all adhere to all the safety protocols, we would not have gotten to where we are getting to. That's why the Stay Alive campaign, the concept is targeting human error, human behavior, attitudinal change. If we are able to change attitudes on the road, a lot of the crashes will have reduced drastically. And so we are appealing to all road users, getting to the Yuletide. When we attribute all the crashes and the injuries and deaths to Satan, we are saying it is not Satan. Satan, when you are adhering to the rules and regulations, will not get the chance to cause a crash with its resultant death and injuries. And so we should, everybody listening to us, when we come to you, listen and adhere to all that we are telling you, and we will be safe. Despite we attribute some to the road and the vehicle, about 90% is caused by human error. And so please, drivers, pedestrians, as my boss already said, passengers, speak up. When you are in the vehicle, your life is at stake. And so when you keep quiet, you are going to be innocently killed. The Sege crash like this, the driver who caused it didn't die.
Yeah.
He's still alive. And innocent people have rather died.
Yeah.
And so we should know that whenever we join a vehicle, a motor, something, we are on the road, our lives are at stake. And so any small mistake will result in death and injuries. And it caused a lot of capital loss to the country. And so we should take this message as serious as we took COVID messages. How we were kept in our houses, president was involved, advocating for protocols to be adhered to. Our road safety issues have now jumped from transport sector issue into a public health issue, even a national security issue. So we should all be passionate about road safety issues and then be advocates as individuals, road users. When we do this, we'll all put our hands on deck. I bet you within a space of months, we'll see a lot of reduction. But when we all sit aloof and think, oh, it is just an incident that has happened, we'll continue to register these increases.
And definitely, you never know who is next.
Who is next? And we always say that road crash is non-respecter of anybody. You can be the president, you can be the minister, you can be the passenger or a messenger. You can be involved. As I tell you, I've been involved in 2 crashes. It's only God who saved me. And so if I had died, would I have been sitting here talking?
You need to live to tell the story.
We need to live to tell our stories, celebrate our Yuletide and beyond, and live to an expected age before we leave. So because of the death and injuries, we should all be so very passionate about this. And so the Stay Alive has come to tell people that it is not Satan that is behind the crashes, it is our attitude. And so that's why we have the hashtag Jai Obonsame Jumano. When you think Satan kills you, just be careful and see whether Satan will be able to kill you. When you don't overspeed, when you don't take you don't do wrongful overtaking, when you don't drive tired. People are now driving very tired, and for them to rest, they would rather want to take energy drinks. So now energy drink distributors and sellers are making huge money, which is not good. And you can't deceive nature. At the end of the day, you get tired and veer off and collide or kill people. Yesterday, another one happened at Savannah region.
Exactly. The person veered off the road. And how many people? I think
10 people.
10 people. Yes.
I learned it hit a tree, and the tree totally took off the head of the bus. You see the chest as if it is somebody's room. Why should we?
And the police say it was, I think, sleep
fatigue driving. The moment you are tired, your body will give you up and you will sleep. So we beg people. And this district is where I worked first. I work first as a journalist. And so it can be that some of the people I know there might be involved. So please, we are begging the general road user, be it a motorist, be it a pedestrian, be it a passenger or driver, we should think about our lives and the lives of other people. Nobody can do it for us except ourselves. And so we are telling the public that when you see somebody misbehaving on the road, shout jai obonsami jumano, so that the person will be aware, will be ashamed, and then come to his or her senses and do the right thing for us.
I see the passion with which you campaign for this, and if I'm curious to know if we've been this successful in creating awareness and asking people to abide by road safety regulations, why are we still recording these high numbers?
Yes, because, you know, it's become more like a voluntary thing. I do it or I don't do it. That's where we are.
Okay.
Elsewhere, the practice that came in to support is enforcement. It means that if we tell you, if we advise you to do one thing or the other, and you fail to do that, then we must find a way of apprehending you and then bringing you to the law. That is why under this Stay Alive campaign, it is not going to be just the talk, the normal talk.
Yeah.
We are supporting with enforcement.
Okay.
The police are already out there, and they have clearly launched their war against indiscipline.
Yeah.
We are all going to fight the indiscipline. In fact, the enemy is indiscipline.
Yeah.
The human error, the human behavior. Now, there are so many Ghanaians who would want to behave only when they see the police or when the police presents. Immediately he leaves the vicinity of the police, then they start misbehaving.
Yeah.
So mind you, the police cannot be everywhere.
Yeah.
And so we are asking Ghanaians to be advocates. Let us all watch. We at the national road safety level, we're going to be on the streets, we're going to be at the lorry parks, we're going to be in churches, we're going to be everywhere. Go nearer to the people and be speaking to the people. But any driver, and I'll repeat here, any driver who would want to misbehave by virtue of the fact that it has gotten to the season where they call their cocoa season, where they want to maximize their lot, where the vehicle owner will ignore the deficiencies associated with the vehicle and tell the driver to do it kakran. No, not this time.
Okay.
We are not going to allow that. The police is out there. War against indiscipline. They will be all out supporting the education. Anybody who flouts the law will be brought to book. And here I want to commend our brother, Dr. Dampare, the IGP. He has come with some new ideas, innovation, and he's come with the passion and commitment that we require. If we can get this commitment continuing, just yesterday or 2 days ago, they started arresting V8s and so on. Tell me, over years, when have you seen any police officer arresting a V8? But now he's gone beyond that.
Yeah.
So he's acting without fear or favor. Now we have a champion in enforcement, and we commend him, we will support him. He should go all out to support us.
I'm coming to the enforcement bit because there are concerns about whether the sanction regime is too soft, so much so that we do not send enough signal to deter other people. Is that what the case is?
Well, I think there have been a lot of discussion around this punitive, and so on. In some cases, it depends on the offense anyway. There are some offenses that you can go to jail for 3 years and above. In recent times, there were a couple of people who were apprehended, arrested, and they were charged, I think, 1,800 Ghana cedis. That is what the law requires anyway.
Okay.
But I think we need to review these laws. Because now, if you charge somebody 1,800 cedis, it is easy to give out.
Okay.
And so people are paying easily. But if you are to pay a 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, like it is done in Europe, in Europe, an offense can be about $1,000 or £1,000. And you can imagine that effect, the impact on you as an individual if you are paying such money in Ghana. I think that it's time for us to also look at holistically the punitive measures that we will have to meet to people who flout the law. I am happy to say, because I'm involved, that the police will soon now follow the institutions, those institutions who have the mandate to, within the road safety space, to monitor what they do and then try to correct them collaboratively. But where there are issues for us to take it up beyond collaboration, it comes to kind of using compliance. I think we'll compel them using the law that we have now. For example, on the Achimota to Ofankor Road, there are street lights. 3 years down the line, the lights are not functioning. And I find it difficult to accept and to believe that, but there are institutions that are responsible. Now, if you look at the the lights bill we pay. There's a column or a line that is talking about paying levy for street lights.
Okay.
What are we using the money for? So I think that we must interrogate all these issues. It cannot be the National Road Safety alone. I think all of us will have to bring our hands on deck to interrogate these issues. Indeed, I was highly impressed when during the COVID, you found the president weekly coming out giving updates, encouraging people. And you could see that there was confidence in direction. Now, COVID is around, but it appears that because of the interventions by government, we seem not to be too much afraid of. But we're going to Christmas. See how people are afraid. It means that there's a gap.
Yeah.
A champion is not coming. We want to take advantage of this opportunity to tell government, all of us are governments anyway, but we need a champion. Somebody to also commit himself and dedicate, provide all the necessary support and directions. And I believe that we can put some confidence in all of us.
And there's been situations where the cars on our roads themselves are not sane enough. Okay. What does the figures show that the sanity of the vehicles we have on our roads? Is the DVLA doing a good job?
Before you come in, all these crashes that we have recorded, I can say that over 90% of them were not as a result of vehicles. Okay. Were not as a result of the road. Okay. The sections where the crashes occur, the roads were very good. Okay. Properly signed, smooth, with all the line markings and all that. Okay. So it means that you take the element of road infrastructure out of it. The vehicles are very good vehicles. Okay. So it rather turns out to be that it is the way we
partners are the media. Okay. We have over 200 media houses across the country. And so after our launch, our regional offices are also launching their own, and then coupled with outreach programs that the Director for Planning and Programs have already talked about. We'll go into the terminals, we'll go into the stations, we'll go into even the filling stations and talk, and then the mosques, the churches, the schools, even in communities, and talk to all road users after the media engagement. Both the social and the traditional media are all involved. Also, that's what he said. Another thing we are doing different from before is the establishment of our information center, which a national emergency code, which is 194. Okay. So every infraction that any public, we are getting the public involved this time. You call us, you report it, and the appropriate authority or institution will be signaled to take action. And now, thanks be to government and God that we are an authority, when they fail to take action, we'll give them compliance notice to comply. Other than that, they will follow with consequences. So that all of us in the road safety management space will be up our game and do something. And so these are some of the things we are doing. So from now to after Christmas, we are not resting on our OS. We will be going around all the media houses, every region, about 10 to 15 stations, and then including our national head office. We are all road safety staffs will not sleep. Our communicators are up day, morning, afternoon, and night. We are ready. And so you hear more of us. And then the police are complementing our effort. Because when we leave the gap, and it is all talk, it becomes entertainment. But now enforcement will strongly come in, and then we'll all complement the effort of national road safety.
And I hope this is not just for this period, it will continue even
the
after
campaign
the
itself is a 3-year campaign period. And so from now to 3 years, just that after every 5 or 6 months, we'll break a little, do evaluation, and see where our strengths lies, our weaknesses, and improve upon it. So for the next 3 years, we know and hope that things will change for the better.
And I'm hoping that this would also help change the figures. And just like Mr. Adonting rightly mentioned, this year has been very bad compared to previous years, and this is not something we want to see. So the number is 194. If you see anybody misbehaving on the road and you need speed, for somebody to be arrested or to be apprehended for all the things that they're doing, you can call this number 194. There are some messages that the Road Safety Authority has put together. Let's see some of them on your screens, and I'm sure they will be more than happy to explain what those messages mean. So these are some of the messages the Road Safety Authority is sharing with you.
Yes.
And of course, it's talking about the Jaibun Summit. So what are your last words for the public as we approach Christmas?
Oh, well, I think that people should not entertain any fear. We are ready, we are prepared to hit the ground running. We will be all out there doing the outreach publicity. Of course, we are happy that the media is with us. Over 200 of them across the country. We have outreach teams. In fact, all of us are branded this way. We call ourselves Road Safety Inspectors and outreach. We have communicators all around. We have advocates. The Asante Hene is an ambassador himself, and you will find him or hear him also saying a few words. Minister for Transport is with us. We have, I believe by now, our president is even with us because he's worried. And that is how come he set up the Interministerial Committee on Road Safety, who are also guiding us gradually. The Minister of Interior, Roads and Highways, Minister of Transport, Information, Digitalization, and all of them, Finance. And we are getting that full support from all of them. The National Road Safety Authority itself getting the support from the police. And I believe IGP is watching me. And he has already set his men on the ground all over. I think that this year's story will be different from the past.
And that's what we're all praying for. Pearl, you want to say something?
Yeah, adding to my bosses, we want the narratives to change.
Definitely.
And so we are advising all road users to adhere to the traffic regulations. It is only that can help us reduce the statistics and stay alive. And so if you see a friend indulging in any violation of road traffic regulation, tell him or her, Jai Obonsame Jumano.
Definitely. So this afternoon, Jai Obonsame Jumano, I thank you so much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. David Adonting is Director of Planning and Programs at the National Road Safety Authority. Pearl Edusu JC is Head of Corporate Affairs at the National Road Safety Authority. And hopefully the narrative will change.